Held a pitch football with me. I've got lifelong Liverpool fan Kofi. Firstly, Kofi, nice to see you, mate. How are you?
Nice to see you too, boy, man. How are you doing, James, mate? Good?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Let's talk a little bit about Liverpool. What have you made of the season so far?
Wow, where do I start and what can I say? Do you know what I mean? Very crucial time at this time of the season now. Very, very important time. You've got the last 2 months, the business end of the season, and currently we're just, do you know what I mean? I think we're flying. But there's a lot more to come from us. When I say we're flying, we're grinding out wins consistently. Do you know what I mean? Trying to stay on Man City's heels. We know how consistent they are. Do you know what I mean? So all you can keep doing is winning the next game at the time. Hopefully playing as well as you can. Do you know what I mean? Take it a game at a time. That's it.
Let's talk a little bit about the form so far this season. What's been your best result for Liverpool in the Premier League?
Well, thinking about that, boy, I don't think you're going to be too happy with this, but I think it's got to be the Arsenal result. Do you know what I mean? Because at the crucial time of wherever that was, we needed to win that game. Man City had lost, obviously, that week. Do you know what I mean? Not lost, sorry. They'd drawn to Palace, so they dropped points. Do you know what I mean? We needed to win that coming away at Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I think it was a very hard game and a good performance because you lot, do you know, this side of this year, Arsenal have been the inside, do you know what I mean, team. So, do you know what I mean? A proper informed team. So, you know.
Who's been your player of the season so far for Liverpool, Kofi?
Well, there's a lot of players you can go through. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players you can go through, but for me, you know, everyone's going to say, you know, Salah, you know, for what he does up front. And you know what, like, I couldn't disagree with that. But for me, it's Joel Matip. I think he's been outstanding alongside Van Dijk, you know. And, you know, he came into the club on a free transfer and he's still going. He's got over his injury problems. I think he's been immense for me this season, personally.
Do you think that defensive partnership will stand up to the test of time of Van Dijk and Matic? How does it compare to defensive partnerships of Liverpool of the past?
Well, I think this time when you look through the squad, we've got depth in that area now, especially with what happened to us last season. Everyone knows, well documented, but now we've got serious depth. We've got young Kanate coming in, we've got Joe Gomez, you know, like, you know, we're solid. We're solid in that department, so I don't have no worries there, you know. And it's just lovely to see Matip playing alongside Van Dijk and the way they're marshalling and keeping clean sheets week in, week out.
Talk to me about Luis Diaz. How much of an impact has he had for Liverpool so far since signing in January?
Well, I think we spoke about him last time, James, and for me personally, you know, the transitions there, you can see it, you know, there's quality there, but for me, we haven't even seen anything yet. Yeah, he's fit in, but there's a lot more to come from that boy, and he's just added another depth to that attack, which I think, you know, we've got Jota, we've got Firmino, they've come back from injury, so, you know, I think we're looking good. We're well stocked.
What do you make of Jurgen Klopp's tactics so far this season? Is there any decisions you've questioned? Is there anything you haven't agreed with?
Do you know what? For me, I can't say anything more about Jurgen Klopp in terms of decisions. I'm not a manager, but from what I see on the outside, looking into it, Klopp's doing the right thing, and every decision he's making is the right decision. You know, when you look through that squad, the harmony that's through that squad, I think that team's going to go far, very far this season. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be thereabouts in probably everything. Everyone's talking about the quadruple. I'm not really thinking about that. It's just a game at a time. But that team's good enough to win more trophies this season, definitely.
Now, I know you've got a bet on for the League and Champions League, a double on Liverpool. Are you confident this season that it'll be the year your bet finally comes in?
Well, listen, you know what I mean? I'm going to be biased, obviously, but look, you know, like I said, a game at a time. The season's hotted up now. We're a point behind Man City. We've got Watford, Benfica, obviously away in Europe, and then Man City, so at the Etihad. So we'll see, definitely.
Do you think that game at the Etihad could be the league decider?
I definitely think it's going to be pivotal. I definitely think it's going to be very pivotal because whoever wins that game really takes the ascendancy. And obviously, Man City have been, top of the season for the whole season so far. So, do you know what I mean? If we can go away and get, 3 points there, I think, that's going to make a big difference. Mentally, it's going to make a big difference.
How much did the African Cup of Nations hinder Liverpool, in your opinion?
Well, for me, it didn't hinder Liverpool at all because we're right behind Man City now. And I think a lot of people would have, it's well documented that Salah and Mane leaving, Naby Keita leaving, Liverpool will be light up front. But we're a point behind Man City, so what do you think, James?
I think it's been interesting. Liverpool have got that squad harmony and squad depth now that they didn't have last season in terms of numbers. So I think it's played a crucial point, and you can't underestimate the job Diego Jota has done as well when he's come into the team.
What a signing. What an absolute signing. It's just goals in him. And he keeps scoring. And, look, I don't even think we've seen the best of Diego Jota. To have him and to have Bobby Firmino as well in the team for what he does, wow. Do you know what I mean? I think we've got serious options now. For me, the harmony in that team is what's going to shine through this season. You know what I mean? If Liverpool win the league, it's going to be because of the harmony we've got within that team. Everyone plays football in that team with a smile on their face, and I think that's important.
Do you think Klopp's the reason for that, the feel-good factor at the club, or do you think he just adds to it?
100%. It's down to Klopp. It's down to the aura that he oozes, what he breeds. Do you know what I mean? So you can see it, the way he is, the way he hugs in players, he embraces players, Man management's a hard thing, and a lot of managers have different ways of managing, They might have the hair dry treatment, whatever, Believe me, Klopp's a serious guy, so he's not going to be someone you want to get the wrong side of. But at the same time, I think he's just got the balance right, and not many managers can get that balance right. How many players, you look at it, how many players do you hear them talking bad about Klopp, and you don't hear much of it. So you can look around Liverpool Football Club, you can see it. So I think it speaks for itself.
Now we're coming to the business end of the season. Give me your prediction for the top 5 in the Premier League. How do you see the final standings?
Do you know what? That's a difficult question. I'm going to be biased and I'm going to say we will pit Man City to the league. So I'll see us top. Man City probably second. Chelsea third. Fourth is going to be interesting. And for me, I think the most consistent team in and around those positions is going to be Arsenal. So I think Arsenal will pit fourth, especially with the games they've got in hand. Do you know what I mean? I think while they lost to Liverpool ourselves, you know what I mean? They've been outstanding. Fifth. Wow. I'm not gonna say Man United. Do you know? A lot of people might think I'm biased, but I'm not gonna say Man. I don't know. That's a tricky one, fifth. That's a tricky one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say possibly Tottenham. It was a hard one, but I'm gonna say Tottenham. Yeah, I think Tottenham pit fifth. Man United. I think they'll drop a few more points, definitely.
Now, at the other end of the table, points start to get really precious at this time of the season. It's been difficult for some clubs to get a rhythm, to get points on the board. Who do you see going down this season, Kofi?
Well, I think Norwich. Would you agree? Norwich are possibly more or less maybe down. I still think Burnley might get out of it. I really still think Burnley might get out of it just because Sean Dyche has got the know-how. their form is terrible at the moment. It's woeful. Do you know what I mean? But you know, Burnley for the past few seasons they more pick up points away from home than at home. They lose a lot of home games, but I just think with Sean Dyche's know-how, I think Burnley get out of that situation. Then who goes down into it? Possibly Everton. Just because of their form, I think Everton are in a serious dogfight, and I know it's going to be very difficult for Frank Lampard to get out of that. Watford, they're possibly as well. Obviously, their form's not really too good. Liverpool play them next, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think those teams that I've just mentioned are going to be the ones sort of fighting to try and get out of there. Whether they can go, I think Newcastle are fine. I really think Newcastle are fine currently. So you know, it's going to be very interesting.
Listen, Kofi, I've got to say it's been a great pleasure to get you on Pitch Football. For all the people watching this at home, make sure you check out our app. You can download it for exclusive content, competitions, giveaways, previews, and more importantly, exclusive content from the world of football. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James, and have a nice evening, mate. Take care.